Once upon a time, in a small mountain village, there lived a man named Haru. Haru was a potter, crafting delicate bowls and vases from the earth. His hands were rough from years of shaping clay, but his heart was kind and gentle. Haru was known for his calm demeanor and ever-present smile. One day, a traveler passing through the village stopped by Haru's workshop. Curious about his cheerful nature, the traveler asked, "Haru, you always seem happy. Yet life is unpredictable. How do you stay joyful, no matter what happens?" Haru set down the bowl he was working on and smiled. "Let me tell you a story," he said. Years ago, when Haru was just starting as a potter, he faced many struggles. One year, a sudden storm destroyed his kiln. Without it, he couldn't fire his pottery, and his livelihood was at risk. Haru felt despair creeping in, but he chose to focus on what he could do. "I cannot change the storm," he told himself, "but I can use this time to improve my craft." For months, he practiced shaping clay, refining his technique. By the time he rebuilt his kiln, his skills had grown tremendously. What had seemed like a disaster had, in truth, been a blessing. "Didn't you feel upset?" the traveler asked. A few years later, Haru experienced another setback. A merchant who had promised to buy his pottery disappeared without paying. Haru was left with empty pockets and shelves full of unsold pots. Instead of giving in to anger, Haru decided to sell his wares directly to the villagers. He lowered his prices and listened to their feedback. Over time, Haru's pottery became beloved in the village. Not because of the lost merchant, but because of the connection he built with his community. "And did you feel cheated by the merchant?" the traveler asked. Haru chuckled. "At first, yes. But then I realized, if I let bitterness take root, I'd only hurt myself." Haru paused, then said, "Not quite. Happiness isn't just about finding good and bad. It's about accepting life as it is. Some days are sunny, some days are stormy. Both are part of the same sky. Instead of wishing for things to be different, I choose to embrace them as they come." The traveler pondered Haru's words and realized they held a simple truth. Life was unpredictable, but happiness didn't have to depend on circumstances. It was a choice, a way of seeing the world, even when the road was rough. As the traveler continued his journey, he carried Haru's wisdom with him. Whenever life threw challenges his way, he would remember the potter's calm smile and think to himself, "The sky remains, even when the weather changes." And so, Haru's story became a quiet ripple in the lives of those who heard it. A reminder that happiness isn't found in perfect situations. It's created in how we meet every moment. Happiness doesn't depend on what happens to you. It depends on how you respond. Embrace life as it is, and you'll find joy even in the hardest of times.